terminate, furlough, layoff, release employees. TimeIPS stores employees' time and payroll information historically. To terminate or furlough employees, their current employment pay history entry is simply ended, rather than deleting their information completely from TimeIPS. This makes rehiring and reactivating employees from furlough easy. First, we'll walk through how to terminate, furlough, or lay off an employee for an undetermined amount of time. Using the left pane main menu, under Administration, click on Employees, then Employee Administration. From the Employee Administration page, click the plus sign next to the employee's name to expand the record. Then click on the Employment tab. From here, you'll need to expand their most current employment pay history entry. If there are multiple employment pay histories, look for the word Ongoing in the Effective Date column. Ongoing means it is still open and therefore current. Our goal is to end this employment pay history event. Once the entry is expanded, enter the termination date and time in the Employment Pay Span End field. This date is the last day the employee worked. If this is being future dated, set the time to allow the employee to clock out. For example, if the employee's last day is today and they'll be clocking out at 5 p.m., set the date to today and the time to 5:30 p.m. Click the Save Row button to complete the termination or furlough. Note, a full access employee must be active at all times. If the only full access employee is being terminated, first create a new full access employee. To make an employee full access, add an employee to the full access permission group on the permissions page. Now we'll rehire or bring an employee out of furlough. This can be done in advance as long as you know the future date of reinstatement. When an employee does not have an open pay range, the system considers them inactive. To view this and other inactive employees throughout the system, you can choose to show inactive employees on the List Options tab under My Settings or on individual pages under Display Options. Back on the Employee Administration page, click the plus sign on the Search and Display Options bar to expand the window. Find and check the box next to Show Inactive Employees. Then click on the Display button. Both active and inactive employees will display. Now click the plus sign next to the inactive employee's name to expand their record and go to the Employment tab. To rehire, reinstate, or otherwise reactivate employees, a new employment pay history entry must be created for them. To do this, click the plus sign on the New Employment Pay History entry bar. Enter the employment pay span start date and time in the employee's time zone. This time range should include all of the employees' worked time. Holidays, benefits, piecework, and other areas throughout the system will display a warning message if time outside of the employee's pay range are attempted to be entered. Optionally, enter the employment pay span end date and time in the employee's time zone. This may be the end of a pay rate, as well as the end of employment in general. If blank, it is ongoing and does not end. The following options are auto-filled with the most recent employment pay histories information. This should be helpful, and you may not need to make any changes. If you do need to make changes to their pay type, pay rate, title, status, etc., do so here. If holiday waiting periods and eligibility need to start over with this pay history segment, check the Start of Holidays box. If benefit waiting periods and tenure levels need to start over with this pay history segment, check the Start of Benefits box. Typically, with reactivating employees from furlough, The start of holidays and benefits are not started over. You can optionally add a note, then click Add Entry and the Save Row button to add the new employment pay history entry and essentially reactivate the employee. Note, if the employee's original ID badge number has been reassigned to a different employee, you must assign a new ID badge number to the rehired employee on the Required tab before leaving the screen. You can use the Suggest ID badge number to generate an unassigned badge number. To view and edit the employment pay history, expand the entry again, make any necessary changes, and click on the Save Row button. If this employment pay history entry needs to be divided into two separate time periods, click on the Split This Pay History button and enter in the date of the split. This might be a quicker way to furlough employees whose future start date is known. Instead of ending one employment pay history entry and then creating a new one, choose to split the current one instead. The split date and time is equivalent to the employment pay span end date and time. After the split, expand the new employment pay history entry and change the start date and time to the date the employee will return to work. To remove this entry, click on the Delete This Pay History Period button. Keep in mind that employee records may only be deleted if the employee does not have any time data and/or a payroll cycle has not passed.